Hey everybody, what's up? Welcome to Riff On This, candid stories behind the music in Florida. And if you know anything about Florida and its music, you know this is a big old state and we have a ton of talent. But we're here for all the juicy details behind the music of all the rhythms flowing through the Sunshine State. I'm your host, Samara Kokinas, taking a break from the weather to catch a musical vibe with you. Today in the studio, I have the turntable dragon.
Oh, my goodness.
That's how I know this man. Anyway, I've known DJ Chino for a long time. Well, welcome.
That's way back, baby. Way back.
Way back. Welcome to Riff On This. Thank you so much for coming in. I appreciate you.
Thank you for having me.
Of course, of course. So, a lot of people already know you, but for our audience,
yes,
tell them who you are.
Well, yeah. Okay, so I'm DJ Chino. Been around the music scene in Orlando for almost 2 decades. Started my career with 102 Jams.
Whoop, whoop.
Yeah. And eventually going to Power and doing my thing with the music.
Yeah, definitely. So, back in the day with 102, okay, this is, if this brings back any memories for you.
Yeah.
I knew you as a reggae DJ. That's what you were known for. And everybody loved it. Yeah. Everybody loved it. So when you
crazy, right?
You're from California, right?
Well, I'm from, originally from Hawaii.
Hawaii?
Hawaii.
No
So
kidding.
I
was wrong. I was wrong.
Hawaii eventually ended up in Florida. And the way that the reggae music happened was I landed in a neighborhood full of Caribbean people,
Love it.
Guyanese and Jamaicans. They introduced me to reggae music. And, automatically I said, if I'm going to DJ, I want to play something I love, and I'm passionate about, and I like island music. So I got into it, and sure enough, they mentored me. So I perfected the craft and becoming, a reggae DJ. And here I am, an Asian dude playing reggae, but it was accepted. It was accepted because I did my work with the music, I just didn't download.
Yeah.
Back in the day when I started, you really had to go to the scene and do your own research. You really had to go to the record stores. You got to go in the hood. You got to find that spot. You got to find that reggae spot. It's hard to find. You got to really build relationships with the artists that have the music, because it wasn't, you can't just download the song. You have to really know the artist. So I did my groundwork with reggae music, but eventually changed my style up to be more open format, and I'm here now doing everything,
Well, when you used to go in and get records, you were telling me a really cool story about what they would say when you walked through the door.
Oh, yeah, they were excited to see me, they knew I was going to go in there and spend all my hard-earned DJ money. So I would walk in and they would be like, hey, Chinaman's here. They would celebrate, and then they would bring all the exclusives my way, because they know that I was, that I was going in there to stock up on good music and play. So they, everybody at Caribbean One Stop knew who I was when I was coming in. So, yeah, it was cool. It was cool.
I bet. So when you started DJing, you had a mentor yourself, right?
Oh, well, when I first started DJing, I really needed to learn from like the best in the scene. And at the time, DJ Caesar, DJ Nasty, Khaled, Pro Style, a lot of these guys that are now legends in the city had... You
are too. Believe it or not, you are extremely iconic in the city.
All the legends of the city, I was looking up to them and saying, okay, I have to learn from the best. And luckily, Caesar was very, helpful. Definitely looked out for me. When I first started throwing my own parties, he would actually go in there and DJ for me, and I would just stand there and watch him DJ, and eventually started picking up on how to do it, because, I was a dancer as well. So for me, I was like, I want to be a DJ, because a lot of the DJs that were playing the clubs were not good, so I love to dance, and that kind of just helped me out. And me and Caesar kind of were into the B-boy scene as well. So we really, worked together well. But Caesar ended up introducing me to DJ Nasty. Nasty mentored me some more, got me on radio, and then eventually introduced me to DJ Khaled. And then I started doing stuff with We The Best. And you'll see me, I'm the only Asian guy in the We The Best videos. I did my thing. They have me hold bottles and stuff in the videos. It was fun,
Little Asian persuasion there.
We The Best, came out of, believe it or not, Orlando, Florida. Khaled is from Orlando. And he did a lot of stuff for DJs out here, opened a lot of doors. And so I'm forever grateful for those guys for showing me the business. And now, 20 years later, I'm still doing what I love.
Absolutely. So wait a minute, you used to break dance, or you used to?
Oh yeah. I mean, I don't know, Filipino and breakdancing goes along.
It does.
They go together. It's like you're either a dancer or a DJ. So, when you're younger, you're into dancing. I was into, I had my own breakdancing group and stuff. And then,
really?
Yeah.
Wait a minute. This is something I don't know.
Oh,
so
yeah,
please indulge. What was the name of this group?
Oh, it was called Mind 180. My brother was like one of the best break dancers in the city. And we would go to battles. We were 20, 30 deep of break dancers. We'd go battle, fun stuff. And eventually, like I said, we would go to these clubs and the DJs were just not, they didn't have the flow, because DJing is more than just,
putting on a
matching
song.
beats. Yeah, or putting on a song. It's more than that. It's actually a feeling, it's a groove. So that's why a lot of dancers are some of the best DJs, because they know how the music should flow. So eventually I said, you know what, I'm going to DJ for my group. And I would go and have all the dancers in front of me and kind of like, hype up the club.
Yeah.
And eventually I built something so big that I had a weekly event going on without radio push or, any commercials, anything like that. It was all underground.
Wow.
And eventually that's how I actually got into radio, because the program director heard about it and was like, hey, listen, this guy's doing something underground without radio help. He's building his name without any help. No social media back then.
Right. That's a key. That's a
no
big
social
key.
media. Cell phones were just invented. We were still paging each other to come to parties, and a lot of hard work with passing out flyers and really doing the groundwork of building your name. So we'll be out there passing out flyers till 4 a.m. to build my name to become, who I am now. And the thing is, today it's very easy for anybody to just start, hey, I want to be a DJ. I'm going to make a post and that's it. But back then it was, really just putting in that work.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you don't have the accessibility, like online, it's instantaneous. I mean, hundreds of thousands of people could see it, and back then, our era, which we're young. We're young. We're 29.
It's not that long ago.
It's not that long ago.
Technology was fast. That's 10 years, but a lot of things has changed, but the legends will be around because they laid the groundwork for everybody to get this career going, So that's how I get my respect in the streets pretty much. That's why I'm still doing it, because I am now mentoring other DJs. I am helping out other producers. I'm doing a lot of stuff that, that a lot of DJs didn't do back in the day.
Right.
I want to educate them on music,
Right. Absolutely. So what was it like first? I want to get into the club scene, then we're going to go into the radio scene. Yeah. So the club scene in Orlando was so different back when, I started going to the clubs, there was Zuma Beach, there was Palladium, there was Latin Quarters, there was Icons.
Firestone
was huge. That's kind of how we know each other.
Firestone was the
Super
epic.
Sundays.
Oh yeah, Super Sundays. That was the longest running party with Disco and the City Boys, DJ Nasty, Pro Style, and a lot of good MCs. City was on there as well, and I was the opening DJ. It's
there
like
you go.
I opened the club for $50 for DJ Nasty. I was like, I'll do it, and the next I did all the work. I would go in there and literally bring like 8 crates of records and DJ for 3 hours, and the Nasty and Pro Style would show up with their one bag and rock 1 hour. And I got $50 for it. But you have to pay your dues, DJs. You have to pay your dues. I did that for a while until I was able to make enough money to do my own thing.
Yeah, Cairo, man. You said Cairo, and I was like, oh man, I forgot about that one.
Cairo was one of those big clubs. I mean, it's still around today, of course, with a different name. But it's one of those venues that was actually built properly as far as like being a venue for concerts or just a big nightclub. So it's still around, just different name.
Yeah, a lot of downtown is a lot different, when you look at the names, you're like, wait a minute, wasn't that? Sometimes I try to place those clubs and I'm like, I can't remember. There was JJ Whispers, it was on Lee Road, I believe it was on Lee Road.
I don't know what it is now. It's a restaurant or something.
It's something. It's something. So
it's crazy. But they have to change the name with time, Kids, the club scene changes a lot. And what makes you a good DJ is that you're able to adapt, because every scene changes really fast. Music changes really, really fast. And if you can't adapt to that, your career is done.
Yeah.
And I've been able to really adapt and change my style so many times that I'm still doing the clubs, you know, and I'm still doing music.
And you still kill it. You still kill it. Trust me, guys.
Do my
He
thing.
still kills it. So going into 102 Jams days, what was that like for you? I mean,
wow.
What was it like just being at 102? Because I listened to 102 religiously. It was my jam. Remember,
you know, I would have done
Jam Lando, baby.
Oh, Jam Lando. J Love. I remember J Love. I remember listening to these guys. J Love, Twice as Nice.
I remember Twice as Nice.
Yeah,
wow.
all the legends that were on the radio. And I remember, like, you know, your ultimate goal was to be in radio. You know, as a DJ, you're like, that's the highest platform for you to get your name out there. And it was like the law of attraction. I really just wanted it so bad that I didn't even have to apply for the job. They gave me a call and said, hey, you got Fridays and Saturday late nights. And I was like, yes, you know, like Friday and Saturday late nights. And they were like, yeah, what's the shift? And they're like, 12 to 4 a.m. You know, like,
I'll take it.
Yeah. I was like, no problem. You know, I'll do it. So, yeah, I did that for a few years with Ricky Padilla.
Oh.
So we started together in the late night, you know. We would pound down coffee and just, you know, he would be on, while I'm DJing live, he'll be on his computer on some website. I don't know. He just started learning how to use a computer. I think it was like MySpace.
Hey, MySpace, high five, MySpace.
MySpace or Mehente.com. He would be on there while I'm DJing live. Literally, the technology was different. You had to do radio live. So we would do 12 to 4 live, vinyl, no messing up. And it actually built my skill. Like, I had to really perfect my style and who I am as a DJ, because they're listening to you and critiquing you. Any little mess up, you know,
yes,
you'll be judged, because there's so many DJs that would love to be in that position. So it made me really, you know, focus on my style and perfect it and make sure that when I deliver, it always was a hit, rather than why did he do that? Why did that? So radio was the best thing that ever happened. And 102 Jams, it introduced me to a lot of the guys that are, you know, the radio legends. You know, like I said, I'll bring his name up: Stevie the Man, J Love, DJ Hooker, the Wake Up Posse.
The Wake Up Posse.
Yeah, the Wake Up Posse.
You're taking me back. You're taking me back here.
Big Sexy. All these guys all mentored me along the way, and you know, I end up doing late night and then producing the morning show. And that was another big blessing, because in the morning show, your clientele is a lot more mature, and it's much more different as far as like how you play. The DJ that was on the morning show, his name was DJ Hooker. Hooker was from New York, and he's another radio legend that's like a really good DJ, and he had the best record collection, and it would be like from the 70s to 80s, 90s, and then to the 2000s, you know. And I would be like, wow, what's this song? And he would educate me on the style of music, you know, and I started learning how to play these soulful music, you know. And I would do a throwback mix in the morning, and then people would be like, wow, what's this guy know about this music? But you know, it is hard to learn, because you have to go back 70s, you know. So, but luckily, like I said, Hooker was such a good DJ that he was able to help me perfect that style that I can actually even play it now, and people would be like, wow,
yeah,
he knows it. So I know radio is just amazing, man. A lot of good stuff happened there. 102 Jams is it will be missed. You know, one of those stations that's
missed it. I left Florida to go to my first gig in Texas, and I came home. There was no 102 Jams. And I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah. What is this?
What is this?
Yeah.
What is this?
No. What's crazy about it? It did convert to another station, which was 101.9 amp radio.
Correct.
So I was one of the lucky guys that were able to stay because of my format. The way that amp radio was formatted was that it had to go top 40 and dance and Latin, you know, or just, you know, it was a mix of everything. And so I was able to stay there and then learn more about top 40 music. And that was another blessing, because now it made me better as far as like, okay, now I'm learning how to play dance music.
Yeah.
I'm learning how to play pop, dance, you know, like I was able to like really mix everything up to, or, you know, it was hard to be an open format DJ back in the day. You know, that was like everybody's goal. I want to be able to play everything and not sound insane crazy, you know? So I kind of perfected that with amp radio.
Nice. So from there, you went to party?
No,
I mean, not to party?
No, party was
party or
gone.
not to party?
Party was gone. The party was gone. So from there, I ended up at Power.
Power. Okay, so party, just for you guys that don't know, 95.3 Party, what became...
The original
became Power 95.3.
It became Power 95.3, and that was a straight hip-hop station.
Right.
But when I arrived at Power 95.3, they already had converted to more of like the amp style, which is open format, top 40. Mm-hmm. And I was able to slide in there and do my shows, and now continue DJing, mix shows. But at that time, my name is now established, where I was actually so busy with my career as a club DJ and touring DJ that I didn't really have a lot of time with radio anymore. That I would just do like weekend mix shows, which is cool for me because I'm still in radio, I'm still in clubs, and I'm still doing what I have to do with music, and it worked out.
And we loved hearing you at noon too. Seriously,
Yeah,
I mean, I have to say on Friday, it was Power's last on-air day.
Oh, wow.
23 years, right?
That was sad.
That's an era. That's a huge era. And I listened to your set, and I was like, wow, okay.
Well, you know, when I was driving to work that day, I was...
Okay.
Your chair is going way too low.
It has gone low.
I shrunk.
So just hold the answer.
And there's something wrong with this chair. I disappeared.
Hold that answer in your head, and we'll fix the camera and
Okay,
pick back up.
Okay.
Thank you for catching that.
Yeah, go to her when you put me back up. I'm like this by the end of the car.
He's under the table. What's going on?
It's going back underground. Underground.
All right.
He shrunk. Okay.
There we go. Much better.
Let's see what happens.
What, Bob?
Just a very naughty there.
Something wrong with the chair. I was shrinking.
Sorry, guys. Go ahead.
It's all
Okay,
good.
so what question was that?
I'll start it over again,
Okay.
just for a clean cut. So,
Okay.
so 95 or at Power 95.3, just had their last on-air session on Friday. It was the end of 23 years on air.
Wow.
And I heard your mix, and I was like, wow. First of all, everyone that day killed it.
Oh,
they
that
really
was
did.
amazing.
It was amazing. But what was it like just being there and knowing you would be there on that specific station for the last time?
I mean, it was an honor to be called to go up there and do a set. Driving to the station, I was like, thinking to myself, this could be the last time I do live radio. And I was like, wow, this is a weird feeling. So I went to the radio station, and sure enough, they had all the drinks and stuff ready. I was like, oh, is this kind of party? Okay, cool.
We're going back to party days.
Yeah, the Tito's ready. So I went in there, and, I just wanted to freestyle a set that I wanted to let people know where I'm at with my DJ sets. Because not a lot of people can hear me, because, you can pick the clubs you want to go to.
Wait 1 second. Rich,
The chair.
This chair's like...
The chair.
The chair. He's coming.
How do I not do anything?
I think it's because you're moving a lot. You're so animated. You're like,
okay, my bad. So I just got to stay still.
this.
I don't hear that.
You don't hear it? Okay, perfect. Okay, just so we know.
I'm going to stay as still as possible.
We're good. Okay.
Okay.
All right, so we'll start that over real quick,
Okay.
just for editing purposes. So
Okay.
that's hilarious. I love it. All right, so Power 95.3 just had their last set as Power 95.3 on Friday, their last whole day dedicated after 23 years, an era coming to an end. And I heard your set, and I have to say, I mean, I always expect you to kill it, but wow, everybody that day just seriously laid down everything from old to new, and it was amazing.
Shout out to the team, man. And it was an honor to be called up there and do the last set, with with all the best DJs, and they opened up the format. They say, hey, listen, this is our last day. Play whatever you want.
I love it.
No cursing. And I was like, this is a dream come true. Like, this is what DJs want to hear, because believe it or not, with radio, they give you a list of songs that are clear to play, and your style, you're supposed to deliver it in the best way possible without being boring, So when they said it's we're opening everything up, you can play whatever you want. And, you know, I just wanted to represent the way I wanted to. I wanted to show people where I'm at, how I DJ in clubs and in my set. I wanted them to just Shazam songs, you know, like Shazam my song. I'm going to play the songs I produced, you know, so also songs that I know that make the club go crazy. So that's what I did for that 1 hour. And I had fun. It was
lunch
amazing.
was awesome.
It was
I have
amazing.
to say.
Yeah, it was an amazing experience, especially. And I'm going to miss that building. It was a sad day.
Yeah, you could really tell just by everybody's exit, you know, what they were saying as it was like the end of their set. And then at the very end, I really loved it because I was still tuning in at midnight.
That final countdown.
That final countdown, I had to hear it. And they played the first track to ever be played at Party 95.3, which was Uncle Luke's Raise the Roof.
Oh, wow,
And I thought that was just a really awesome way to say, hey, we're going to end it with the first song that we played. That was great.
No, I love that. I missed that part because I was already working, but
yes, you were.
I was watching it on my social media to see them actually turn off the lights, and I was like, wow. People were hitting me up thinking it was like an April Fool's joke. You know, they're like, this has to be an April Fool's joke, you know, because it happened in
April Fool's.
Yeah, April
Fool's. It just so happened to happen on that day.
Unfortunately, it's not. It's real. And yeah, you know, hopefully there's another station that pops up that kind of fills in that void because everybody wants a station like that. You know, right now there's no stations like that. Mm-hmm. So let's see what happens.
Yeah, definitely. So, so going into what you're doing right now, I mean, you're not just a DJ, you're a producer. Yeah,
I mean, I got into producing a long, long time ago, but, you know, now that I have a lot more time since less radio, you know, clubs, now I kind of built a group, you know, an electronic music group.
Wait a minute, like house and EDM stuff?
Well, you know, more house, more vocal house, piano house.
I like
but
that.
It's still electronic in the electronic world. More poppy. That way I can actually still play it on radio and remix it for the club.
Yeah.
Right before the pandemic, we signed with Hexagon, Don Diablo, released a really, really good record that was taking off. Unfortunately, Corona happened.
And we're not talking about the beer here. We're talking about the actual pandemic.
Yeah,
okay?
The actual pandemic happened. It kind of slowed us down a little bit, but we were releasing tracks during the pandemic that was doing great. Signed a record with Brooklyn Fire, Tommy Sunshine, Untouchable that did well. Went to the top of the charts on Dance XL, Apple Music, Spotify did well. And, you know, we got a lot more stuff coming up. I mean, the group is called Breakthrough. Breakthrough Music. It's myself, DJ Chino, and Sky Moresi. And really, I came up with the name because I wanted to help out artists break through the music industry through our songs. The easiest way to get into the music industry is really through a dance record, a good dance record. And there's a lot of artists that made it to pop because they entered through the electronic music world. You know, Sam Smith, Dua Lipa, all of them, they started with a dance song that took off, and then they can do their own genre. So the goal is pretty much, you know, find artists that are up and coming. Doesn't matter if they rap, doesn't matter what they do, but we're going to make them jump on a record that's electronic dance house, which we would produce. And it's been working out. We have, you know, a bunch of artists that are helping, especially right now we have Caitlin Victoria. Caitlin was from The Voice, Team John Legend. She lived in Claremont. I was like, perfect, you know.
Stop. She was in Claremont? Wow.
Yeah, let me drive to Claremont and find this girl. But, you know, the universe works in weird ways. So I end up running into them at like a PacSun. You know, like her mom, Caitlin and her mom shopping. They're like, that's DJ Chino. And I was like, hey, guys. And you know, after the conversation, I was like, wow, you're Caitlin. This is weird. And so I brought her into the group, produced a couple songs, and it's doing real well. And I think that she's going to end up taking off and become a mega pop superstar, you know?
Yeah, I saw that she performed at Ultra.
Yeah, I mean, that's the record that we produced during the pandemic, and it did so good that it was featured in the Ultra stage, on the Ultra stage.
Yeah, whenever I saw the video, I think, did you post, it was you on your social media, right?
Yeah, video.
I saw the video and I was like, what? She's at Ultra? Go ahead.
So Tommy Sunshine, you know, made that happen. I mean, Tommy owns Brooklyn Fire Records, and he signed the record, so we were able to get in Ultra that way. But you know, it's a big break for the group, and it's just a start. You know, we only been in the group for 2 years, and in the amount of time that we were on it, we probably have like 5 or 6 hits that that are now being played by a lot of DJs all over the world.
Yeah.
So it's amazing. It's an amazing journey. I think it's just getting started. So
yeah, definitely. And you never know what the future holds, especially with music, because like you said, it's always changing.
Always changing.
So when we talk about like some of the things that you're still doing, educate the people so they know where to find you.
Yeah. Well,
I know where to find you.
You can find me. You can find me in the club. But, honestly, like you can find me on my social media at DJ Chino, everything, Twitter, Instagram. But, I do probably 7 events a week, so I work for Blue Martini. I work for American Social. I work for The London. I work for Elixir.
Sunday Fun Day.
Yeah, I work for Aria. There's so many. But you can find all my events online at DJ Chino or djchino.net.
So now that you've done your last set with Power, you're still on the radio, though,
Yeah,
right?
you can still catch me on the radio, Hot 101.5 in Tampa. And
the other one, what was the name?
it was The Beat.
The Beat.
I'm on The Beat.
The Beat, that's right, The Beat.
In Fort Myers.
That's it.
The
That's
Beat in Fort Myers, sorry.
Apologize.
105.5 The Beat in Fort Myers. Shout out to the team. My bad, y'all. Need coffee.
Apologize to Shorty right now.
To be like, what is wrong with you? Yeah, I'm still in radio, and then I still do Sirius XM guest DJ sets for Diplo's Revolution. So yeah, I'm still staying busy.
And you're touring too. I mean, I've seen.
Yeah.
Okay, first of all, whenever I see your Instagram stories, one day you're in Vegas, the next day you're in Cali. Then I'm like, wait a minute. What is he doing?
Well, this it's a blessing because I actually I became an official DJ for a major company, Pep Boys. Shout out Pep Boys and Cooper Tires and Goodyear. So I'm sponsored by this company, and they pretty much just take me wherever they need me.
That's awesome.
We throw parties for the company everywhere. So whatever state I land in, I usually will book a DJ gig there.
Nice.
So I do a back-to-back. So yeah, I'm blessed to be able to travel the country last year and DJ in different places and experience everybody's life during this crazy time. But and yeah, I mean, I get to DJ clubs in different states. I'm blessed, I'm grateful.
Yeah, absolutely. So, what would you say to people who want to be a DJ or want to be a producer or want to be an artist, because I know, words of wisdom go a long way. And sometimes I don't think people understand there's always a struggle. I mean, even as DJs, you struggle, as producers, you struggle. You just don't exactly see it all because it's, behind the music. And that's what this is all about. So,
it's, chase your passion, right? Go for it. If you want to be a DJ, you love music, it's a perfect job for you, because as long as you love music, you will always make it to your finish line because this DJing is actually about music more than it is a paycheck. I came into it because I love to DJ and I love music. All that other stuff will come along with it. When you're coming into the business saying, I'm going into the business because I want to make money and be famous and I want to tour, I want to do you already started in the wrong foot.
Yeah.
Go into it with just the love for music and the passion for DJing, and I think that you will be successful. I mentor DJs all the time.
Yeah.
I have a new DJ under my wing every 3 months. You already know.
I do. I do. I meet them all.
And once they get good, they earn money and they continue on doing what they want to do. And honestly, like as long as you're not lazy and you're ready to chase it, you can make this a career.
Yeah.
But definitely a lot of practice. You still have to know how to DJ.
Yeah. Yeah, practice on your off time. One of my favorite things, and I don't know if you know this about me for you, is I heard you say one time, I don't play music that people want me to play. Just to let you guys know, if you're ever in a club environment, just let the DJ do his thing. He's up there doing his thing. Okay, he does take requests occasionally, but like honestly, he said, I'm up here playing the music I love. And he's like, I like to play the music that makes me happy. And that really resonated with me the day I heard you say that. I was like, amen, amen.
Yes, as DJs, you will be forced to play certain things that you don't want to because it is a wedding. That's why I don't do weddings.
There's certain DJs for that.
Yeah, there's, you pick your battles. You want to be a club DJ, you want to be a wedding DJ. But for me, like, honestly, like, I've been successful because people believe in my song choice, you know, like
Absolutely.
in my flavor, my style, and my delivery. I think people attract to that, and I have to stick with that. You know, if I just changed up just to be just like the other DJ, then I lost already. You know, like
Right.
I have to go in there with my style, and I think people like it because I am bringing that dancer feel to it. Also, the good vibes, you know, like the energy. You have to have the energy. But yeah, I mean, I'll take a request. You know, as long as it's good.
Yeah, make it a good song. Just
If
make
it's
sure
not in my laptop, I can't download it. You know, but
there's not a good Wi-Fi signal.
We're in a building. There's no Wi-Fi. They don't believe you, and they flash 100 and be like, Wi-Fi.
Let me find it.
Talking about 100. All right.
All right, 100 is the minimum, guys. No, seriously, you know, I seriously admire you for doing that, for sticking true to who you are, Turntable Dragon. I'm just saying, because you really are like, and that's a great like visual for people to hear, because you really do that when you're spinning. You mix songs that I'm like, how did he do that? How did he just mix those two? He did that. Oh yeah, he did that.
I mean, that's what makes a good DJ, right? The ooh ah factor, you know, and a lot of good DJs do that, you know.
Yeah.
I listen to a lot of good DJs. I'm like, wow. I wouldn't imitate it, but I would think about something in my genre that would be, you know, closely similar. You know, like I would be like, okay, let me do this. But you know, originality goes a long way. You know, and I think that as long as you're original and you do your thing, people will respect you and love you and continue to you know, support you. You know, and I'm blessed that the city has supported me so many years, you know, because a lot of kids will come up to me and be like, "You're my mom's favorite DJ." I'm like, "Your mom?" Whoa. I'm your mom's favorite DJ. Where's she at?
Listen. I just want to let you know I'm a mom, so you know, I mean,
It happens so much, you know. And next thing you know, the mom will come next week. I'll be like, "Oh, hi, mom. You got the invite. Welcome." You know. But it's great, man. It's amazing that, you know, that everybody still, you know, just follows what I do and still come out and support. Like the moms will come out and support, you know.
Yes, we do. Yes, and we will bring our children. Okay, just to let you guys know, for those that don't know, my children are 22 and 23, so they're old enough to be out.
This is my son. He parties with you. Oh, okay.
Rock on. I think, you know, it's a great relationship to have with your kids. If you do have that relationship, you can just kind of go anywhere and vibe anywhere with a really great DJ, and that really makes the moment. Yeah, you know.
Absolutely, it's a good thing. It's party with your family, you know.
Yeah, definitely. Well, thank you so much for coming on the show.
Man,
I appreciate you as always.
Fun.
Yeah, I thought it would be great to have you on.
Yeah, so you know a little bit more about me. That's all good.
There we go. Hey, now I know you're from Hawaii. Got it.
Maui. We're from Maui. Before we landed. Don't ask me how I got the name, okay? Don't ask me how I got the name. The Spanish girls were just like, "You're a Chino." I was like, "Okay, fine. I'll trademark that." You know, it sounded too common. Let me trademark it. Everybody will be a Chino one day. Sure enough. That's our problem.
I love it. All right, everybody. Well, that's going to do it for this episode of Riff On This. Be sure to stay locked in tight. We'll have another episode coming up in just a bit. Thanks for listening to Riff On This. A huge thank you to our guest, DJ Chino. You can listen to DJ Chino's latest music in the link attached in the episode description. Also, be sure to follow him on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram by searching at DJ Chino. You can also link me on my social media. Just search Samara Kokinas News 6 on Facebook and Twitter. On Instagram, search Samara Kokinas. Before we go, a huge thank you to our behind-the-scenes production team, Derek Mosier, Ryan Haley, Rich Burns, and Joe Grinnan. Please take some time to rate and review us on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. And don't forget, sharing is caring, so tell a friend about us too. You can find videos of all the podcast episodes on clickorlando.com/podcast. Until next time, friends.